Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Pearl. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic and a very important topic to me too, personally. So before we go into it, kindly subscribe, hit the like button, and then comments in the comment section below for me, okay? Thank you. So let's get right into the video. Okay, guys, today I wanted to talk about, or I am going to talk about my greatest motivation, and then the reason why I started this channel in the first place, among other reasons, but the main reason, what it actually inspired me to go into YouTubing. I thought I should have a way of telling my story. I should have a way of encouraging people about life, how things happen, of unfortunate events happen, and then how we have to deal with it, or how I have been dealing with it. And I hope you could learn from my what do I say from my experience. Yes, so let's get right into it. So I started this channel because of my parents in the first place, among other things like having fun and all those things that YouTubers do. But the most important thing for me was about my parents, how I lost them, how I am coping, how my brother and I are coping, and all those things. So yeah, before all that, we were or are a family of 4. My parents, my mom, my dad, me, and then my brother, my younger brother. So it started with my dad first. We lost him. He had leukemia. Okay, so that's cancer of the blood cells. So I mean, after everything, you're going to learn a lot about cancer. What I know was I had to learn a lot about it, to cope with it, to live with it. I mean, living with someone who has cancer. So I had to learn about it. Yes. So let me get comfortable. So I don't know, but since we were young, let's say from 5 or 10 years thereabouts, I started realizing that my dad was sick. He would get sick every now and then. He starts losing his hair, all the things that comes with cancer. And I had no idea. We're just living with a myth, or what's, for lots of words, let me use a myth, that by the end of every year, or by the end of what I thought, by the end of my academic year, every academic year, if it's like completing junior high school, completing senior high school, and then completing the university, those times were the times I realized my dad was really sick. So all that we knew was that our dad would get sick occasionally, but we didn't know what exactly the cause of the sickness was. Long story short, I found some drugs he takes, and then I googled it, and I found out it was drugs for leukemia patients. Ooh, right then I was so sad. I didn't know what it was about, so I had to read a lot about it. I read a lot about it, and I learned that the survival rate was like 5 to 6 years. I stand to be corrected, but my dad had actually lived with it for 16 good years. Yes. So even his doctors and then, everybody who knew about it was surprised that he was living that long. But things started getting complicated in the 16th year. He got really sick, and he couldn't recover fully. Then we lost him. Yes, that was when I was about to enter my 4th year in the university. So fast forward 3 years after, we lost our mom too. Also, unfortunately, 2 ovarian cancer, and hers came as a shock to us because we didn't know. She wasn't sick. I mean, she was always concentrated on my dad's sickness and all that, so she was always taking care of my dad, not taking care of herself, all those things that comes with looking after a sick person. Yes. So after 3 years, she started having some symptoms, and we thought, or if I should say, she went to the hospital and she was diagnosed with fibroid. And during that time, another funny story, whenever my parents are really, really sick, I'm mostly not around. Instead, I'm doing my internship or something, national service, something, and I'm not in my house, like I'm outside the region where I stay. So during my mom's fibroid operation too, I wasn't around. Yes, that was sad. I couldn't be there for her, but she would always encourage you to, take a step forward, do what you want to do to make yourself better, and don't worry about her. Although I keep worrying. So she got over with that, and then that was 2 years after my dad passed away, because she died 3 years after my dad passed away. Yes, so it was a very short so that within that 2 years she was diagnosed with a fibroid. She got rid of it. They had a surgery, they took it off. But what we didn't know was that, or she didn't tell us early enough, was that the doctor told her that he saw something like cancer in her ovaries or around her ovaries, something like that. But he couldn't touch it, so he gave her a referral note to take to another hospital to take care of it. But my African people, we like to go to the church. When you have all those problems, you believe in God first. So it wasn't a mistake on her part. She went to church. Her pastors told her so many things that she shouldn't heed to it. Not to say pastors are bad, but if maybe she had gone forward with it and then sought doctors' advice on it, if she had moved forward with the referral note to another hospital, probably she would have lived longer, because I read in the long run you still die, because it had gone to a very further stage. I think if she had gone at that time, it would have been in her 3rd stage, because when we found out, she was already in her 4th stage, and things moved so fast. If I say fast, I mean so fast. So that time too, I wanted a job, so I had to go to Accra, find a job, so many messy stuff. So I got a certain small job somewhere that I was doing. But before I went, her left leg was swollen, and we didn't know the cause of it. She'll go here, she'll pass here, she'll be going to all different sorts of hospitals, and funny enough, they all diagnosed her with different diagnoses. One gave her pressure medication which she didn't have. One thought it was blood clots. Fine, it was a bit related, but the major cause, after we found out everything, was that it was a cancer that was revealing itself. It had gotten to the final stage, and then those symptoms were the last things that was going to happen. So her left leg was swollen, we treated it, went back to her right leg and all that. So many messy stuff. So I had to quit the job I was doing, because my mom was alone here. My brother was in his final year at that time. So when I came to Kumasi, things were rough, things were bad. Apparently she was hiding some details from me, so I had to come. I quit my job and I came. Yes, I did that. I had to do that. I couldn't concentrate at job, at the workplace. I would always be on video calls with my mom and my brother, making sure she's fine, and she'll be crying and wailing, and I'm really trying to, be cool here. I don't want to spoil this video for you guys. Yes. So when I came, I had to take her to Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. That was the last place she went. And over there, it was during COVID, guys. Yes, it was during COVID-19. We were right out of lockdown. So that's another reason why I couldn't come from Accra early on, because there was a lockdown. We couldn't travel. Yes. So right when they opened the borders and all those things that we had to travel, I came to Kumasi, took her to the hospital, and they were treating her right leg at that time. The doctors, you could, when you sense that there's something wrong but nobody wants to talk to you, I had to be friends with some of the doctors. I had to force my way because I had to know what was going on with my mom. So I asked them, I had to force them. And the funny thing is, I wanted to be the first person to have a first-hand information, okay? Because already I was having that idea at the back of my mind that it could be the cancer, but I didn't want to take my mind there. Unfortunately, I don't know how doctors work. I can't talk about that. But the doctor told my mom, the senior doctor told my mom first. And guys, when I went, she had changed completely. So things happened. She was in pain, her stomach started bloating. I had to read a lot. And I found out that she had less than 5 months to live. And guys, guess what? She couldn't even live up to 3 months after I found out. Not even 2 months. It was like a week or 2 weeks or 3. She started deteriorating. And things started moving so fast. She wasn't talking well. Couldn't hear her well. Later on, she wasn't making sense in something she would say. She couldn't move. She couldn't do anything. Guys, it was tough for us. So she died. And then we had to go through all that. It's not that easy at all. If it was one parent, we lost one and we had one, things won't be that good, but we're okay, we were okay. We lived with her, we were fine. But living with no parents, no matter your age, guys, no matter your age, it is difficult, especially when you don't have anybody to hold you guys down. It is difficult. So my final word to you is be strong, because my brother and I have been really strong. We have been each other's comfort. We talk about everything. Family is everything. So when you have a sibling or somebody who is really always there for you, try and then have everything with a person. Talk, do everything that you're supposed to do to make sure you are okay, and then you'll be fine. I'm fine, right? Don't I look fine? All right, sorry for my messy hair. I wanted to do this video whilst I'm braiding my hair, but I thought it would be distracting and all that, so I didn't. So if you find this video encouraging and then you've been moved, maybe you're going through the same problem, take inspiration from mine and then live your life to its fullest. I know God, if you believe in God, God wouldn't let you down. Whatever you believe in wouldn't let you down, or whoever you believe in wouldn't let you down. Live your life and then everything is going to be fine. Okay? Thank you guys. Bye.